Hey guys, if you're looking for private one-on-one coaching with myself that we have not been offering all year, I've got an awesome special contest for you. We're actually going to be offering 2 free one-day golf schools. 2 people are going to win a free one-day private one-on-one golf school with me. Here's how you can enter to win. Anyone who signs up for a CogornoGolf.com membership between now, today, September 15th, and September 30th, the next 2 weeks, you automatically get entered into the drawing to win. Now, if you sign up for a monthly membership, your name gets entered 1 time. If you sign up for a yearly membership, your name gets entered 2 times. You double your chance to win. And here's the best part. Even if you don't win the school, you still have all the benefits of membership. You get the swing analysis, you get the videos, you get me and the coaches in there answering questions every day in the group. You get the practice plans, and you get a chance to win a free full-day golf school with myself. I would love to work with you. In fact, I look forward to working with the 2 of you that win. Click the Cogorno Golf in the description down below. Sign up, automatically in. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Hey guys, Eric here out at the Bethlehem Golf Club. In today's video, we're going to talk about the secret, if we will, to how the pros release the golf club. Really, how we want to release a golf club, what we see good players do with the release versus higher handicap amateur players. There's 1 or 2 key fundamental things that we're going to talk about. Mr. Steve Saracki with me here. Steve coaches at a Woodcrest Country Club, CogornoGolf.com. As I mentioned in the other videos, Golf Digest, Best in State, Best Young Coaches, this list, that list, as he so deserves. Awesome coach. And in today's video, we're talking the release pattern. Now, we were talking off camera, one of our other coaches, Steve Holmes, who coaches with us, was doing a feedback video for one of our members as a reply, and he did this, what I thought was a cool little visual explaining kind of how the club face works in the release that led to us talking to this video. So maybe let's flip-flop, Steve.
Okay.
And let's talk through what we see in terms of release pattern, good ball strikers, higher handicap levels, how to twist the club face closed, right? How the butt of the club in relation to that works, those sort of pieces.
Yeah. So I would say the first thing is what we see common happen is that the golfers that we see on our site and in person, when they come down, they'll start actually unhinging the wrists, or casting if you want to call it that. And as that's happening, sometimes their face, the wrist will cup and the face will start opening. So as they're coming down, they're casting the club, the face is opening, and in order for them to start squaring the face up, they'll start rolling and releasing the club, which will close the face, but it closes the face to the target, not to the path. Because as they're rolling the club, that's making the path go more across the ball, and from the front view, that's making the handle back. It's making the handle back, path would go across, and the face is closed. So that's the deflector, the pull slice, or the weak shot that we'll see them hit. And then where the better players, what they'll do is they'll actually have their left wrist a little bit bowed, and they'll actually delay the rolling or casting of the club, where they'll have the handle more forward, longer. And when they're hitting, they have the hands forward, but the face is actually pointing to the right. So the face is open to the target, but it's closed to the outward path, which is the push draw.
So many little golden nuggets that we're gonna unpack. Let's start with the twisting of the face, and I want to dig into the face open versus closed to target versus path. So I think the key fundamental starting point, if we go, let's go to the top of, or just like left arm parallel. Now the wrists going into extension versus flexion, so the bowing or the cupping, and how that affects the twisting of the face. Almost every, minus a couple, good players I've ever seen measured, regardless of where they are at the top, are working towards the bowing or the flexion.
Correct.
So they're twisting the face closed early in the downswing. The higher handicap players doing the exact opposite. Twisting it open, working towards extension, and releasing early.
Correct, and casting, roll, or releasing, as you'd say,
And I think a key fundamental first part would be those 2 things are 100% correlated. Player who twists it more close has the opportunity then to have the butt of the club more forward, handle more forward. It's a starting point. Player who twists it open has to throw it, roll it, etc., to get the club face close to the target. Okay. Right? Is that good? So you have to twist it close early in the downswing. We're going to talk about how to do that, that little hanger, in a minute. Now, can you walk us through the open versus closed, target versus path? Because that's such a key little point.
Yeah. So what'll happen is when we were just talking about with them casting the poor way, with them casting the club and rolling, you can see from down the line as this is happening, that's making the path go across the ball. So the path's going across the ball.
To the left.
Yeah, to the left. Swing direction's going to the left. The club head is beating the handle to the ball. So they're hitting with the handle back and the face to the left. That would be like the pull cut.
Yep.
Right, the pull cut. Where the better player, when they're coming down, they're having their left wrist bowed or more towards flexion. The right wrist is bent back. That's helping the path stay more into out. The sweet spot's moving more into out, and it's pointing the club head actually more to the right. So it's open to the target, closed to the path. It's like a push draw or a push shot, where the poor player has the handle back, and the rolling to close the face, and that's the pull cut. It's also leading towards bottom of the swing being behind the ball.
High dynamic loft.
Yeah, right, not enough ball speed.
Yeah, poor contact.
Correct.
Can we do a visual with a stick, perhaps, to show that? Because I think fundamentally that's hard to understand for a lot of golfers.
Yep.
It's like, Steve, what do you mean it's pointed left, but it's open to the path? It's pointed like, I think that's maybe a little confusing.
Yeah, well, here, hold this for a second. So when you have the handle, so just from the front view right here, when you hit the ball and you have the handle forward like this, right? Having the handle more forward, that makes the path go more into out.
So that would be kind of like more this way.
Correct.
Yep.
And then hitting with the handle back, that makes the path go more across.
Yep.
And you can see kind of how that also dictates where the face is a little bit.
Yeah.
So the more that the player hits with the handle back, and they're doing that because their grip and their wrists are off, making the club come across.
Keep going.
And the better player is having they have the wrist, they have their grip and their wrist conditions properly coming down, which is keeping the handle more forward, making the path go more into out. There we go.
Yep.
Good. Which helps point the club face more to the right.
Yep.
Push draw, pull cut.
So it's like they're releasing it this way.
Yep.
The butt of the club gets back. The face points left, but the path is farther left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so when we do it the other way, the face points right, but the path is farther right.
The path is more right than the face.
Yeah. That's a tricky thing, I think.
I agree.
To kind of get there. The take-home key thing here is like, I want you guys to conceptually understand that. But it's like the how to do it part is you want to twist it earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally,
you need to feel like in your downswing that the left wrist is going towards flexion, and see how that's actually pointing the face a little bit more down.
Toe in front of the heel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the face right here is closed to the shaft, right? The face here is closed to the shaft, whereas when you have it poorly, the face starts opening. Now the face is open to the shaft, and see how the face is pointing more up to the right. And then here, and as you're doing that, that's the path coming across the ball.
So the better players are able to twist the face while keeping the butt of the club forward of the club head.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
The poor players twist it open and the butt of the club gets back of the club head.
Yeah, so
that's the difference.
So they start rolling and casting to try to square the face up.
Yeah.
And that makes it does square the face, but it only squares it to the target, not to the path. It's still open to the path because the path continues to keep going across the ball.
And so there's going to be, leave comments down below if you guys have questions. We're going to have to keep the conversation going back because it's a biggie. Let's flip-flop for a second, Steve.
This was a good thing, putting this
I want to
thing
grab
on
that in
there.
there. So, guys, I have this hanger on here. You've seen some of the videos that we've been pushing the hanger because it's legitimately, I think, the best training aid.
It's
so
very
good.
Yeah, it's very good.
So good. And it's so easy to set up. Now, I've got this set up. We're going to put the link in the description. We've got a promo code. You save some money. It's super dude. I think every swing style would benefit from this. But in this video, the twisting the face, I think is a perfect training aid. So it pops onto the top. I've got it set, Steve, at, I'll call it like a 40-degree angle, just inside of my trail forearm. You could use a hanger, a plastic hanger at home if you don't want to get one as well.
Yeah.
But what I would do with this here during my backswing to set myself up for the release, I prefer to try and have this on for a player by about left arm parallel.
Yep.
You know, I think we would both prefer the lead wrist to be relatively flat at the top, the toes slightly in front of the heel relative to the shaft.
Correct.
At the top. But no matter where I'm at, I'm pressing my forearm against the hanger early in transition, gets the toe in front of the heel, and that enables me to keep that feeling like this butt of the club stays forward of the club head through my impact phase.
So do that again, and come down and stop with the shaft parallel to the ground. So now when the shaft's parallel to the ground right here, you see how the forearm's like ahead of the shaft. See there's this like little pie here?
Yep.
This is the impact. So now when you take it down the impact, you see how that's right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Now do that again, poorly. Right, so when you come down, right, so now when you have it, the club head's outside the hands, and here's the forearm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Here's the forearm behind the shaft, and there's the go to impact.
That's good.
Go to impact. And there's the forearm behind the shaft at impact.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's making the path go across the ball.
And even there I can see I would need to go like this to make the face square up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's super good. So I'm feeling like the lead arm's in front of the shaft, butt of the club is in front of the club head the whole way through, and I'm twisting the handle. Twisting the handle. So if you're pumping shots to the right as a right-handed player, because I get this all the time, I'm worried about the timing. Like, no, you have to twist it just to get to neutral. Just to get to neutral. You're not adding timing. In fact, you're taking timing out. Here, boom, okay. I had strong feelings about that, Steve, apparently. So the hanger I like, on my arm, my left arm parallel, more against in transition. I think that's the key point, more. Arms in front of the shaft, butt of the club, feels like it goes up and forward to the left in front of the club head. Now naturally there's gonna be some unhinging there. Right, some unhinging there, but for the sake of this, we're more forward or back with the release. So with this, I like to get it on left arm parallel, pump on, keep it on. I like to feel like, Steve, for me, as I'm twisting the handle, so this little club head attachment, I feel like I'm trying to turn that towards the target, trying to twist the toe in front of the heel.
With the handle still forward.
The handle still forward. So the face is still right of the target, but left of the path.
Correct. And when you finish, do that again. Just carry it all the way through into the follow through. And we could see from down the line for the drill, your forearm is still ahead of the shaft.
Let's do that this way. So let's do it through this camera.
So when you swing through, the forearm is still ahead of the shaft coming through. So you have the draw alignment and the solid contact because the handle's ahead of the club built in.
And if I'm trying to hit little draws like that, you like that kind of toe maybe right on top of the heel in the follow through? Maybe even if I'm releasing this, keep this press against in the beginning to learn it. Just to feel like, keep that on there the whole time. And for me, that feels like I'm hitting little...
That's going to make the face close to the path.
Yeah, like little punch draws.
So
I'm twisting the toe in front of the heel, getting the hanger pressing against the arm. What a good training aid. Let's do this.
And there's the ball starting to the right.
That's a nice little draw.
So face was open to the target and it drew back to the target.
Now in reality, as we're working through with the players, and it depends on variables, in reality at impact, my left wrist is fairly flat. My hands are over my left thigh. This is gonna slowly be coming off. Like I'm working towards extension, but if that's my issue early on.
You need to feel that it's in flexion the entire time.
Never comes off.
Correct, that's what you need to feel.
Never comes off, and I feel like I'm continuing the bowing. I don't even mind a little exaggeration of supination on the way through there.
If you need to close the face more, then yes.
Yeah, I'd rather a player overdo the arm rotation, toe too far in front of the heel, hook them, if you're coming from slice, right in the beginning. Because it's powerful to see the ball flight change, right? Even mechanics aside.
Another one.
Yeah, I'm going a little hard at that, but
so the ball started to the right and drew.
They're curving left. And I really, really like this, Steve, this hanger. There's a lot of training aids we get sent. Frankly, not a ton of them live up. This is the one that I've used that I think is so good. So again, we'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check this out. The hanger, I like just inside the right forearm to start. On by left arm parallel, press it more on, keep it on all the way into about
punch one of these like that and hold the follow through.
A little shorter and slower?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then turn and face the camera after you do it. So right now, turn and face the camera. You can see how there's no roll. And the ball drew. So there's no rolling to try to square the face. I think that's the whole purpose here is you got to get the wrist set to keep the handle forward as you're keeping the face closed. It's not a casting and a rolling to close the face. That just makes the path go more across the ball.
So good. You said so many good things there in the first like 30 seconds of this video that we wanted to expand upon. So credit Steve Holmes, CogornoGolf.com. This is where I saw him talking about it. It's a fundamental, simple concept that has so many repercussions during the golf swing.
No doubt.
Twist the toe more in front of the heel earlier. That's what good players do, working towards flexion. I would recommend the hanger. I like that. You could also use a hanger at home. Link in the description. That sets the player up to keep the butt of the club forward, shaft lean, solid contact, draws, etc.
More ball speed.
Cool. Steve, thanks. If you guys enjoyed this, we're going to put another card on the screen, similar style video, twisting the club face release pattern. We'll put the card to CogornoGolf.com. Hang out with me, Steve, and other Steve. Would love to see you there.